So, welcome if you're watching on Renegade. If you want to subscribe to my second channel, it is right here. Let me see if I can get to it. So again, if you have not already subscribed to my second channel, and if you want to subscribe to my second channel, go ahead and do that. It's right there, Renegade Discussions. I'm trying to grow that channel. I want to get up to at least 1,000 subscribers on that channel. So can you guys help me out? Anybody that follows me over here on Bandit, can you go over and follow me on Renegade Discussions if you want to? The content over there is more casual, and it's about whatever I feel like talking about. You know, you get to feel more of who Isaac is, not Bandit. Let's see. Does Jay living at his sister's house, does he see that she is manipulating him? Okay. Does Jay at his sister's house? No, he's blind to the fact. He's blind to the fact that he's being manipulated. That's why the Two of Pentacles is popping up. Or maybe he knows he's being manipulated, but he has no other choice. He has no other choice. I can tell you one thing, Crystal, he doesn't want to be there. He wants to move. He wants to get away from, who is it? His sister? Yeah, he wants to move away from her. But he can't. At least not for right now. Let me ask you something. Does he have children? I'm seeing 2 kids. See, you right. Does he don't have anywhere else to go? Yes, he has 1 daughter. Okay, I'm seeing that she could be using the children as a way of manipulating him. Something about guilt tripping him. Guilt tripping him with the kids. Trying to make him feel like he's not a good father. He's not stable enough to be a father. Something is coming up along those lines. Not another child that I know of for 1 daughter, yeah. Well, his sister could be using his daughter as leverage in a way of making him feel like he's not stable. He's not capable of taking care of himself or his daughter. So, yeah, I think that she is, because she feels that he ain't stable to be a father. Even though I'm seeing in his cards, he wants to get, this is what his long-term goal is. So he wants to be like this, but he can't leave right now. He can't leave. He has no other choice. Once again, guys, if you want to throw me some gratuity over here on Bandit, and if you want to tip me, my Cash App and my PayPal are below. Just a friendly reminder. You're right, she does that. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. To answer your question, so let's go back to the original question. Does Jay living with his sister, do you see that yeah, she is manipulating him, and he does, it's coming across as he knows he's being manipulated, but he feels powerless. Does he know he's being manipulated? Does Jay know? You got a flipper. Yeah, he knows. He's crazy. His sister always used to, you're right. She always wants to take control by using his daughter. So once again, this is Ask Bandit. Please submit your questions below. You can also use the hashtag on Twitter, Ask Bandit. We're going to be taking a brief intermission, just real quick. If you guys need to go refill, top off your coffee, top off your tea, whatever you are sipping on this morning. Your nicotine, your fix, whatever. I'm not here to judge. Guys, please use the hashtag AskBandit on Twitter. For the ones of you on Twitter that has questions, you can submit your question that way. Hit the like button on your way in. I'm not opening up the phone lines this morning because it's way too early to be calling in. So if you want your questions answered, just put them on here on YouTube. Let's see, we have some more comments. She don't think he is stable enough to take care of his daughter or himself. Yeah, I'm seeing that he's being manipulated, Crystal. But if you want to look further into that question, because I'll try to keep it short and sweet here on YouTube, I have a lot of questions that come through. You can always email me if you want to look further into that reading at seraphicpathways@yahoo.com. Once again, I am hosting a special for anybody that is interested. Go over to my website. You can do that by hitting the Book a Reading tab at the top right-hand corner of my page here on YouTube. It should take you straight to my website. You can receive a 15-minute tarot card reading for $20, valid until January 31st, 2023. Happy New Year, by the way. I think it's still early enough where I'm able to say that. Okay, I'll be looking out for your email. Thank you. Yeah, Happy New Year, guys. What does 2023 have in store for you? What is 2023 going to be like in love, life, career? Thank you for joining Ask Bandit this morning. I'm going to be stepping away from the camera. I see your questions coming in. Yeah, I also offer phone readings, Crystal. So the way that I do my readings, once you order a reading, I leave it up to you how you want the reading to be done. I offer phone readings. My client, if you're still in the chat, PS, she likes the phone readings. We talk over the phone. I also offer for the people that don't feel like talking over the phone, because I know that some people don't like talking over the phone, and that's fine. I also offer pre-recorded readings. So I just record it here on StreamYard, and then I send it to you via private link. And you're going to be the only one that is able to view that link. I used to upload them prior to StreamYard. I used to upload them private link to YouTube and then set it as privated and then send you the link that way. But StreamYard has made it so much easier. As soon as I get done recording the video, I can just send you the link and you can watch it that way. I also offer email readings. I can type through email your reading, tell you what I'm seeing, along with sending pictures of the cards. So I offer many different types of readings. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. I will be stepping away from the camera right now. Good morning, Ginger, the true crime queen. Hi, could I get a general career pull, please? I don't have any specific questions at the moment. Yeah, that's fine. Just give me 1 second. Give me a couple minutes. Okay, so can I get a general career pull, please? I don't have any specific questions at the moment. So, did you want to know what your career is looking like right now? What your career purpose is in the future? Or your ideal job in the future? Your ideal career path? Let's just take a look at where you are currently at with your career. Well, this is what's popping up, the devil. This does talk about jobs, career, earthly matters, but something deeper. Let's see. Ginger, I'm getting that you're stuck at a job, you're stuck in an industry that your heart's not into. It's almost like you're binded to it. You're doing it for the money, but it's not something you want to, your heart's just not into it. What advice should Crystal hear right now? Okay. Yeah, it's paying the bills. It could pay very well. Good paying job. But again, is this something I see myself doing in the long term? You have a lot of questions. Are you putting out more money than what you're making? Okay. So what would be Crystal's ideal career path? What would be a good career field that Crystal would thrive in? Let's ask that. Let's ask that question. I'm getting that you're going to have to travel. You could have to travel, or it could involve traveling. You could have already looked into traveling, relocating for another job. That's what it's telling me here. Three of Swords. Follow your heart. Anything to do with entrepreneurship, money management. But I'm also seeing, again, you're going to be walking away from this career. Whatever you're doing right now that's holding this devil energy, you're going to be separating yourself from this. Interesting. Thank you so much. My career goals are definitely all over the place. I'm seeing that it could involve traveling your next job. It could involve traveling. It could also involve working with animals. Do you hear the neighbors in the background? You're welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Where are you guys watching from? I'm just curious. Once again, for anybody that has questions, this is Ask Bandit. If you want some quick, very quick, short to the point, quick tarot readings done, that's what I am here to do. If you would like something more personal, if you want to look at something into detail, you can always email me at serathicpathways@yahoo.com if you would like to schedule a private tarot reading. Right now, I have a special going on for 15 minutes for $20 if you visit my website, which is located at the top right-hand corner of my YouTube channel. It will say book a reading. Oh my goodness. So let me get off topic here for 1 second, because let's get back to one of the hot topics of the week. And then I'm going to be looking at the chat to see if any more questions come through. But guys, I want to go over one thing that came out last night in regards to the Idaho 4, okay, and Bryan Kohberger. If you have not already watched my video that we watched from TMZ, where Indiana State Police released body cam footage of Bryan Kohberger and his father in the car, allegedly his father in the car. I've been hearing a lot of talks. Did people not read where it said that his father was under the impression that there was a shooter, and there was a shooter barricaded? What did he say? A shooter was barricaded inside of his own apartment, and he killed 2 roommates. That is what Bryan Kohberger convinced his father of, to make him come all the way out into Pullman, Washington. So my question would be, which one is it? Did he really tell his father this blatant lie to manipulate him to go out to Pullman, Washington? Or was this planned trip? Was the plane ticket booked already before the 13th of November? Can someone explain that? But this is what his father was under the impression. There was, if you listen to the body cam footage, his father is talking something about my son goes to school there. He was telling the police officer there was a mass shooting. 2 people got shot, and the shooter was barricaded himself inside of his own apartment. Let's pull it up, because that's out all over the place. Washington State. Wazoo or Washington State? Yeah, Washington State. I'm here in South Florida. There was another incident in Pullman where someone was arrested through, though I don't believe it was found to be connected. I didn't hear about that. But this is what I heard last night from this body cam footage. Let me pull it up here. So this is coming from TMZ. You have to take it with a grain of salt. If you have any issues with what is being reported here on this channel, take it up with TMZ. I'm quoting the source. TMZ, Bryan Kohberger, video of traffic stop weeks before arrest. Cops let him go. Some people, they're not going to understand what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you what I mean. There's a lot of questions why Bryan Kohberger's father was found with him during this trip. If you did not already see it, here it is. If you go down here, get this shit out of the way. It said that during the encounter, right here, I'm sorry to highlight all of that, but right there in this paragraph, during the encounter, Kohberger's dad mentioned a shooting near Washington State University, adding that's where his son went to school. That's what you guys heard. Him muffled. The audio, you have to listen very carefully because certain parts are hard to hear unless you turn it all the way up and it's amplified. Where his son went to school, a man had barricaded himself in an apartment near the university and threatened to kill 2 roommates. This is what Bryan Kohberger told his father to make him come all the way out there, allegedly. Again, this is coming from TMZ, so we have to take it with a grain of salt. But, okay, so we now know of this. When was the plane ticket bought? Because before it said it was a planned trip. I'm hearing 2 different things. Am I crazy? Or am I hearing 2 different things? Or is this just something TMZ decided to throw in their article to make it sound intriguing? Or is this what Bryan Kohberger told his father? There's the white Elantra, which is a 2015 model, mind you. Right down here, during the encounter, Kohberger's dad mentioned a shooting near Washington State University, adding, that's where his son went to school. a man had barricaded himself in an apartment near the university and threatened to kill 2 roommates. He died in a police shootout. This is what Kohberger allegedly told his father. I know a lot of people are questioning why was his dad in the same car as him on the way back to PA. This is probably why Bryan Kohberger manipulated his father, as any parent would be concerned about their kid going off to school and there's a mass shooting. Yeah, they're going to rush out there to be with them and to support them. And being the psychopath and the narcissist he probably is, it wouldn't surprise me if this was the case. But again, this is coming from TMZ, so we don't know. And by the way, that car looks like it has not been washed in 2 weeks. The roommate incident was reported a couple weeks after the murders in Idaho. Pullman is only 8 miles from Moscow, so having 2 violent incidents that close to each other, but didn't turn out to be related. So, okay, so this actually did happen. But still, he was deceptive to his father because he made it seem like that he was in danger. He was using that for his father to come out there. Or am I just making assumptions? I don't know if that's why he really told him, but that did actually happen in Pullman. Okay, I didn't know if that actually happened or not. I thought that he was just lying. I didn't know that there was another incident in Pullman, Washington. His dad was likely just deflecting attention from his son's crime. Could be, Ginger Queen. I've always, as soon as they said that the father was in the car, why was his father in the car with him? And more importantly, I think, this is what I think, he didn't intend to come back to Washington. He's already finished up all his courses. Even after the murders took place, he went back, finished up his semester, took the car with him back to PA. If he did plan on coming back to PA, it would not be in that white Hyundai Elantra. It would probably be in a different car. And I'm thinking, what was it being said last night? I heard can someone confirm or inform me more on this discrepancy? The white Hyundai Elantra turned out to be registered in Washington originally. So he bought it in Washington State. Can someone correct me if I'm wrong? Because if he didn't intend on coming back to Washington State, why did he register his plates over to Washington just after the murders took place in November? Because it turned out that he did that too. Of course, he would have to do that anyways if it turned out that he did take the car from PA to Washington. If he moved there in July, and if he's just now getting Washington plates on the car, why would he return back to PA? It makes sense that the plates would be registered in Washington since he goes to Washington State, Wazoo, and Pullman. Yeah. I heard somewhere that the car was originally registered out of Washington and he bought it in Washington. But if he didn't intend on coming back to Washington, why would he change the plates to Washington after committing the crime? What he's being alleged of. I have a lot of questions. And even more questions after reading this article from TMZ, because if this is the case, I don't know. And I don't like how the family, I'm just going to go ahead and say this too. I don't like how the family provided their half-ass apology. Sorry if that offends anybody out there, but to me, it was half-assed. I'm not saying they had anything to do with the crime, but why would you, how are you going to say we are praying for the victims' families and then turn back around and said we still support and love our son and brother and presume him as being innocent until proven guilty? And there's something that's deflection, defending him even after DNA evidence has been found at the crime connecting him to it. Now, again, these parents, they must be in shock. So it wouldn't be surprising if they are in denial. Maybe, how could our son do this? There's no way in hell that he could do this. I understand what they're going through. They're probably thinking this right now. There's no way in hell that my son could do this. So could it be denial? Could it be deflection? Or get this, could they have been enablers of Bryan Kohberger? Because they know him the best. Did they enable his behavior? Was Bryan Kohberger's behavior brought on by his motivation to commit a heinous crime, or was it a combination of nature and nurturing? The way that he was raised, the way he was brought up, spoiled, rotten, that made him entitled and gave him the mentality of a God complex, of him being superior to other people. I can do no wrong, you know? It's just a thought, just a thought, just a thought. But this really did happen right here. So there was an actual incident. There was a shooting near Pullman, Washington. And there really was a man who barricaded himself near the university and threatened to kill 2 roommates. That actually happened. I was not aware of that. He likely wants to be someone other than criminology. Wants to be someone other criminology students end up studying. Yeah. Perhaps he took psychology and criminology to understand himself better. He didn't take it because he wanted to commit the crime. Maybe he didn't take it because he wanted to commit the crime, but he wanted to understand himself better, get an insight, and learn about who he was. What I don't get is, why would you throw your whole life away? He's only 28. And he looks forward to going back to Idaho, and the probable cause affidavit, like what people's been mentioning, the lawyer on TV, that's the only reason why he wants to go back to Idaho. Does he not realize he faces the death penalty? And that will be brought up. That will be brought up. That will be on the table, most definitely. I don't know. The best thing he can do right now is just admit to the crime and pray the 12 members of the jury spare his life for life in prison. It wouldn't surprise me if he did not get the death penalty because of how young he is. But then again, I can be dead ass wrong. What do you guys think? Do you think that Bryan Kohberger will get the zap or get the, get the injection? Do you think he deserves the injection? Thank you for joining everybody that is tuned in. I'm still sipping my coffee, guys, but this is Ask Bandit, Rise and Shine. If you guys have questions for me, I am here to answer any questions you may have. I just wanted to clear up this discrepancy because I didn't know anything about it. So this incident in Pullman, Washington actually happened. That's what I'm hearing. So I want to ask you guys, do you think that Bryan Kohberger will get the death penalty? So there it is. Do you think that BK will receive the death penalty if convicted? Yes or no? The last execution in Idaho was back in 2012. He will likely get it. What do you guys think? Do you think that he will receive the death penalty or no? So once again, this is Ask Bandit. Not only are we doing true crime, we're doing tarot readings too. So if you want tarot flipped on your question, I'm here to do that. We're just hanging out this morning. Thank you, Ginger, though. Thank you, Ginger, for informing me that this incident in Pullman, Washington actually happened. I was under the impression that he just formulated this lie and told it to his dad. But it looks like basically that's what he did, but he used this situation as an excuse to guilt trip his dad. Because yeah, it actually happened, but he also killed 4 people and he's trying to flee the crime scene. Him in that damn car. Oh God. So what do you guys think? Do you think that BK will receive the death penalty? Yes or no, if convicted? Probably life without possibility of ever getting out. Yeah, he could also go the route of playing the insanity card. This is my hyper focus area. The last execution in Idaho. But then again, take a look at this, what I just found. Idaho inmate, whatever, execution canceled. This person right here, this dude, Pizzitio, I'm probably not pronouncing his name right, but whatever, state doesn't have lethal injection chemicals. And this happened back in November 2022. The state of Idaho no longer plans to execute Gerald Pizzuto Jr. on December 15th after being unable to obtain the necessary chemicals for his scheduled lethal injection killing. The Idaho Attorney General's office filed a notice with the court Wednesday, just 15 days out of the execution date, stating that it will allow the death warrant to expire. While our efforts to secure chemicals remain ongoing, I have no reason to believe our status will change prior to the scheduled execution on December 15th, 2022, wrote IDOC Director Josh Twilwatt in a memorandum. In my professional journalism judgment, I believe it is the best interest of the justice to allow the death warrant to expire and stand out down our execution preparation. While the warrant remains active, Mr. Pizzuto will be housed in a manner consistent with Idaho code. He is 66 and he remains on death row after being convicted in the 1985 deaths of Bertra Herdon and her nephew Delbert Herdon outside of McCall, Idaho. His two co-defendants, William Odom and James Rice, were given lesser sentence with their roles in the crime. Lethal injection is the only form of legal execution in Idaho. His execution has been scheduled for December 15th after the Idaho County judge signed his death warrant. The Idaho legislature did pass a bill this year that granted the suppliers and manufacturers of lethal injection chemicals, but apparently that still wasn't enough for Idaho Department of Corrections to obtain the drugs. Chemicals used in lethal injection are not regulated by the FDA, and they cannot be prescribed, clearly because they're meant to kill you. They cannot be prescribed by a licensed physician, clearly because they are meant to kill you. A 2019 opinion from the Department of Justice found the FDA does not have the jurisdiction over drugs used in lethal injection. He is not building a defense for insanity quite yet, but that doesn't mean that he won't try. He's just more nosy than anything. He wants to see how curiosity killed the cat. I don't see why he's in a rush to go off to Idaho. Does he not care? Maybe he just doesn't care. Maybe he's fully aware. His lawyer said he's fully aware of what's going on. Let's see. Sitting on death row and actual execution are two different things. I heard that being on death row is worse than execution because you get locked up 23 hours a day, only 1 hour you come out, and you're just waiting to die. Could you imagine? They wouldn't kill him for years and probably never will. This is a death penalty case if there ever was one. This is literally the most exciting things in his life. This is his legacy. Yep. He wants to be known for being a criminal. That's what it is. He wants to be known for committing a mass homicide. Who knows why he did this? He could have known the victims. I was picking up in my psychic reading that him and Ethan got into a fight. Koberger and Ethan got into a fight over one of these girls. That's what I was seeing in my psychic reading I was doing yesterday or a couple nights ago. And that reading was heavy. Their souls are in serious pain. I was crying. I was in tears before getting on camera. I was choked up. And those emotions weren't mine. Those emotions were not mine, but they were the emotions of the victims. it was just so dark and sorrow. They were telling me that, they saw Kohberger and Ethan get into it. They were showing me what could have happened. And it was just sad. From 1976, the year the U.S. Supreme Court reinstated the death penalty after short-lived prohibition to April 1st, 2022, a total of 3 prisoners in Idaho were executed. This is how many people on death row in Idaho right now. As of April 1st of 2022, I don't know if this has changed, but it stands at 8. 3 people have been executed from 1976 to April 1st of 2022. Total prisoners per 100,000 people in 2020 was 398. Did you get the insight that Xana was the target? It was either Xana or Kaylee. That's what I was getting, Xana or Kaylee. Xana or Kaylee Gonzalez. I try to say her last name right. I hope I'm saying that last name right. Gonzalez? Is that how you say it? Gonzalez? Either Kaylee or Xana was the target. That's what they were telling me. But again, that's in my psychic reading. If you guys have not already seen my psychic reading on the Idaho 4, please do so. Go check out that video. Because it's part 2. I did 2 readings. The one that has been up for weeks before Bryan Kohberger was caught. And then I did another one just 2 nights ago. And that was the most updated reading. You guys want to look at Bryan Kohberger and his cards? You want to see what pops out for Bryan Kohberger in the tarot? Let's take a look at what Bryan Kohberger could be feeling right now. What is his mind like? What is he thinking? I can only imagine what he's thinking. Let's see what he's thinking. Can you give me one card to show me what Bryan Kohberger is thinking? What is going through his mind? Well, there you go. It wouldn't be surprising if he said he's denying doing this. 8 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Up in his mind, 8 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Feeling isolated, trapped, alone. Spirit, will he admit to the crime that he did? Will Bryan Kohberger admit to the crime that he is being accused of? Will he admit to the crime that he's being accused of? No. No. No, I'm not seeing that he's going to admit to this crime. If anything, he's going to try to find other ways to blame it on people, other people, try to bring other innocent people in with him or deflect what he did. Yep, he's popping up here. He's a moon in Cancer. If you don't know what his sun sign is, guys, if you're just curious what sign Bryan Kohberger is, he has 6 planets, including his sun in Scorpio. He's a Scorpio. Oh, yes, he's a Scorpio with a moon in Cancer. And this is him popping up. This sign represents Cancer in the tarot. I might as well ask this, even though I know the question, but is he remorseful? Is he remorseful for what he did? It doesn't take you a psychic or a tarot reader to tell you no, but I'm just curious. For shits and giggles, is he remorseful for what he did, Spirit? Yeah, emotions. Yeah, those emotions, if he did have any, they're for himself. Is he remorseful? No. No, he's not. And this is him popping up in his own glory. Here he is popping up in his own glory, the Scorpio card. No, he is not remorseful for what he did. I don't know how they're going to be. I'm pretty sure they're going to be raising reasonable doubt, but I don't know. It's going to be difficult to come up against that DNA, whatever DNA they found at the crime scene at that house. And if it's under the fingernails or on one of the victims, then it's game over. Yeah, he can try to fight it, but it's not going to work out in his favor. If his DNA is found on one of those girls, it's game over. Hold on for 1 second. I need to plug in my laptop before it dies. Thank you for joining Ask Bandit this morning. Good morning. If you have any questions for me, please sound them off in the comments below. Sugar, sugar, Keegan Lounge. Yeah, let's look up that. What is Brian Koberger's birthday? And how far away from it was the murders? Could his motivation behind this crime been somehow connected to some sick, ritualistic way of ushering in his birthday? Let's take a look. Hello, Crystal. Good morning. Good morning, everybody that's tuned in. We're taking a look. We're talking about Brian Koberger. And we're also playing around with tarot cards. So if you have any questions for me, just sound them off in the comments below. What is Brian Koberger's birthday? Let's see. November 21st, 1994. So just 7 days after the murder was his birthday. The murders took place on November 13th. Brian, his birthday was on the 21st. Brian Koberger, the student biology, is being searched by fans. Yeah, he has a lot of new people. He's in less than 48 hours, he became the internet's most searched term. I don't think the birthday is related to the murders. Just being a Scorpio sun means that he had to be close by. Will I get better? Okay, we can take a look at that, Crystal. So these murders took place before his birthday. He has 6 planets in Scorpio. 6 planets. That is a lot of planets in Scorpio. That's his natal chart, what you're viewing on the screen. That's Brian Koberger's natal chart. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, the murders were before 7 days before his birthday. That's weird. I wonder how Brian Koberger celebrated his birthday, knowing that he committed this crime. Was he even celebrating his birthday? Thinking of ways of he was probably too occupied in escaping, fleeing the scene, getting as far away from Moscow, Idaho, and Pullman, Washington, with him in that white car. Let's see. So November 21st of I don't know where he was born out. Let's see. See, I don't know his rising sign because I don't have the time of birth, so I don't know his rising. If I had to guess his rising sign, though, I would say that he's a Gemini rising or a Sagittarius rising. Gemini, Sagittarius rising. That's what I would guess his rising signs are. So right here, yes, Scorpio, Mercury, Scorpio, Venus, Scorpio, Jupiter in Scorpio. 1, 2, 3, 4, Pluto in Scorpio, true note in Scorpio, 5-6. And I would also like to note how his Saturn, if you follow astrology, I've been saying that his Saturn is in Pisces. This is important. Saturn is about to go into the sign of Pisces in March 2023. March 7th of 2023. Saturn will be entering the sign of Pisces. He's also about to experience his Saturn return at 5 degrees of Pisces. So as soon after Saturn goes into Pisces, it's going to be hitting him hard. And considering what is, I predict, okay, guys, if you really want to know my predictions for Bryan Kohberger and how this case is going to turn out, by the time that March rolls around, he is either going to be in jail and it's justice going to be served quick and swift. Quick and swift. I don't think this is going to be prolonged as what many people think. I think by the time that March or April rolls around, he's going to be either in jail, possibly getting the death penalty, or there's going to be some huge news around that time. With Bryan Kohberger, we're going to be hearing more about him in March. March 7th, March or April. 8th house of secrets too, a lot of secrets. Is there anything more Saturn than jail? Yeah. Restrictions. Restrictions, confinement, boundaries. You know, limitations. All of that stuff Saturn in astrology symbolizes. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. And see, with Saturn in Pisces, how other people are feeling and how other people are doing and what other people do, their actions affect you. Vice versa. Your actions affect them. That's one of the main lessons, not messages, but lessons that Saturn carries when it transits through Pisces. Is compassion, spirituality, as a collective, what you do affects the next person. It can be in a good way or it can be in a very negative way, a very dark, evil, sinister way, such as what Bryan Kohberger did. Now you can take what he did and relate it to what I just told you. What he just did has not only affected the families of these victims, but it has affected his own family. It's affected people, the neighbors of him that resided in Pullman, Washington, Moscow, Idaho, Scranton, if I'm pronouncing that right, Pennsylvania. It's affected a lot of people and made them question their security. So I'm curious about what's going to happen around March 2023. I predict that we're going to be seeing him go to jail, getting the death penalty. Something huge is going to come out around that time. I'm telling you. So let's see. Let's go back to Crystal if you are still watching. Let's get back to the tarot because that's what I came here to do originally. Let's get Mr. Kohberger's natal chart off the screen. You want to know if you will be getting better. Will I get better? Yes. Yes, Crystal, I'm seeing that you're going to be healing from something pretty soon with the star card. I'm also seeing that there's conflict you're coming out of. A lot of conflict, turmoil. It could be connected to other people, or it could be connected to, I don't know what you're talking about exactly, but there's um conflict, chaos. Something is going on. But let's see, the Seven of Pentacles. You're tired of waiting. When are things going to get better? Yeah, I'm seeing that things are going to get better for you. Spiritual guidance, I would recommend that you take a spiritual bath, if possible, or spiritual shower, a spiritual cleansing. So once again, guys, if you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments below. This is Ask Bandit. You guys can ask me whatever you want to. Be sure to tip if you can. If you can provide gratuity, that would be great. My Cash App and my PayPal are going to be below. If you're curious about what they are, there they are right there. If you cannot tip, then that is fine. Be sure to like the video because liking the video is free. Hit that like button. Hit the like button, please. You're welcome, Crystal. I hope that things improve. Six planets. So if you would like to schedule a private reading with me, you can visit seraphicpathways.wixsite.com/seraphic pathways. That would be the website you would go to book a private reading with me. Right now, I have a special going on for 15 minutes, $20, valid until January 31st, 2023. If you have any questions about the services I offer, the spiritual services I offer, please email seraphicpathways@yahoo.com to receive a consultation. Okay, so let me ask you guys something else. I want your insight on another case. Let's see. Ginger, if you are still in here, feel free to chime in. I don't know if you've been following the Shanquella Robinson case, but last week, maybe it was a little over a week ago, there was new pictures that came out about Shanquella Robinson that allegedly showed her laying on the floor receiving medical aid from these doctors, medical people, medical assistants down in Cabo, Mexico. Some people are saying they're fake. And this is coming from the YouTuber down, the media source, the journalist, the Mexican journalist, Gerardo. He's a YouTuber. He's the one that released this information. He's also been the one that has released debunked rumors, now debunked rumors that Daejhanae Jackson, the main perpetrator in the Shanquella Robinson case and the Cabo Six, has been arrested. Again, turned out to be a lie. She was not arrested. Now we're seeing these pictures come out from the same source. So what do you guys think? Are these pictures legitimate? I'm sure they are legitimate. The real question is that Shanquella Robinson on the floor, or is that somebody else? Some people saying it's a man because of how big she is, or whoever they are. If it is actually Shanquella, one thing that I've noticed is that that person appears to be bloated. That makes me question, how long was she actually there? How long was she actually there before her frenemies decided to report that she had alcohol poisoning, that she wasn't conscious, or whatever they said? Things are so unclear. So what do you guys think? Do you think that that is Shanquella Robinson in the picture, or is this somebody else we're looking at? This is coming from Gerardo. He's a YouTuber, a Mexican journalist that's been covering the Shanquella Robinson case. He released this a couple weeks ago. So what do you guys think? Now it's being said, and I don't know if it's true or not. It's hard to tell what is true and what is not if you have been following the Cabo Six. The Mexican government is lacking proof to extradite the person, whoever is responsible, back to Mexico. It's being said that they are lacking certain evidence to extradite the perpetrator back to Mexico. So what is going on in the Cabo Six? Shanquella Robinson, if you do not know what happened, if you are not up to date with the Cabo Six, if you heard about the Cabo Six but haven't looked too far into it, because I know a lot, you probably heard about it, but you haven't looked into it. A brief rundown. Shanquella Robinson, 25 years old. That's how old she was. On October 28th, she went down to Cabo San Lucas, Baja California, Mexico, with her 5 frenemies, people that she thought was her friends. They went down her 24 hours. She turned up dead. There has been a video surfacing on the internet that everyone has seen. The entire world has seen Shanquella brutally beaten to death by Daejhanae Jackson. If I talk too fast, people, then overlook it. Because sometimes I get tongue-tied over my words. It's because I talk too fast. So try to keep up. They lied and said that she died of alcohol poisoning. They told her parents this information. They went down to this villa. The video showed another woman beating Shanquella Robinson, internally decapitating her neck and spinal cord, which means she was conscious. She was still conscious and could feel and could observe what was going on around her, still see and know what was going on around her, but she was unable to move. And in that video, we saw whoever was in that bonnet give the deadly blow that ultimately killed her. I've always said that all 6 people need to be extradited back to Mexico. All 6 of them. Not just one, all 6. Because they are all 6 responsible for taking this young lady's life. Nothing was done to stop what happened. But this is what happened, guys. This is what happened. Unfortunately, I've not researched this case, though I somewhat doubt the validity. Yeah, a lot of people do. That's where I stand. I'm sure that the pictures, they're real, but I don't know if that's Shanquella in the picture. I don't know if that is Shanquella Robinson in the picture, because that picture, there's a few things that stand out to me, and I've already showed it here on my platform. We've already covered this in a previous podcast, but those people that are leaning over whoever is on the floor looks a little bit too photo ready, photogenic. Like they were almost ready for a picture to be taken. Hold on. Let's make sure that we seem like we're trying to save her. Okay, now take the picture. It seems staged. That's what it looks like to me. And it doesn't look like they're doing too much to help whoever is on the floor. Just keeping it real, people. It doesn't look like that they're doing too much. And here's some other pictures that this Gerardo released of the inside villa. Now, as far as the inside villa is concerned, if I'm assuming, and you know what they say about assuming, it makes an ass out of you and me. But if I'm right, then one would think this villa is identical. All of them look identical from the inside. But this is the pictures that's coming out. I'm assuming if you go through this back door right here, it would lead into the room where the altercation took place and Shanquella was laying on the floor. This picture, I don't know why this was taken, but this was the outside. You can see an ambulance and someone walking. Very fishy. The medic photos are clearly from someone's home. This is not Rilla Villa. That's what his entire chat was saying. They said that they were questioning the legitimacy of the photos in Gerardo's chat. A lot of people were calling it out. These photos aren't real. That's not Shanquella on the floor. Who is that on the floor? How did he get these pictures? Who's taking the picture? That's what I want to know. Who is taking the picture? Who keeps on taking pictures? It seems like that we have a lot of inexperienced amateurs, cameramen, women. people. First, we have someone behind the camera, allegedly Shanquella's best friend, Khalil. As Shanquella is being beaten up, didn't even have a chance to fight back. He wants to sit back there, film the whole thing, and say, Shanquella, you can't even fight back? So we have that person filming the fight. Now we have another person taking pictures of somebody passed out, possibly already dead, on the ground. What is going on in this case? Yeah, I really doubt this guy is getting inside information. I think that it's mainly for clout and to build his YouTube channel. And I don't have anything against this Gerardo dude, but I question the credibility, his credibility, because he's the same person that released Daejhanae Jackson was arrested or had been arrested in Connecticut, Louisiana. There was so many things going around, false rumors. And Daejhanae Jackson, along with the rest of the Cabo Six, are free. They have not been arrested. So again, I question this photo's sources, credibility. Is this real? I doubt it's real, but what do you guys think? Has anyone done a reverse image search on it yet? I don't think so. I haven't. So let me inform you on the Cabo Six, because you may have heard this case floating around, and I don't think that I explained it well enough the first time. So let me go over it one more time. I'm going to be bringing receipts, so just give me 1 second. I'm trying to get this live stream. I'm constantly changing the live stream, guys, like the title, the tags. If you're wondering what I'm doing on off camera. There's been so much misinformation surrounding Shanquella Robinson. It's confusing. So Shanquella Robinson's father has came out to the Charlotte Observer. This is where it's coming from. Make sure they're not going to make me read any ads or sign up for anything, because I'm not going to read it. All he wants is justice for his daughter. He's calling for the Cabo Six to be brought to justice. That's what he wants. So when Bernard Robinson opened the doors to the funeral home after his daughter's arrival, let me take this off the screen so you guys can see it. Okay. So when he arrived at the funeral home after his daughter's arrival from Mexico, mind you, they had to pay $5,000 to just get her body back. These people fled after Shanquella Robinson died. They ran back to the U.S. less than 24 hours and told webs of lies that she died of alcohol poisoning. They went as far as going to the parents' house and eating dinner with them. These people that just lost their daughter and this is coming from the same people that went down to Mexico with her, now are saying that she died of alcohol poisoning. When the autopsy reports came back to the family, mind you, they had to also pay for that too. There's a preliminary autopsy report, and then there's another one that you have to pay for in Mexico. They got that one, they paid for it. That's when they found out that Shanquella Robinson died of a severed neck and spinal cord. She was decapitated from the inside out. She was still conscious. She was observing what was happening around her. She couldn't do anything to stop it. This is okay. I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. I dropped off for a little bit, but we are back. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. So, as I was mentioning before, you know how much alcohol you have to drink to die of alcohol poisoning? You have to drink a shit ton of alcohol. People get drunk every day, every night, and you don't see alcohol poisoning deaths. And I'm sure that Shanquella was drinking. That's what anyone that gets drunk, you're technically, that's because of alcohol poisoning. Like you drunk too much alcohol, so you're intoxicated. And I'm sure that Shanquella was drinking, but she didn't die of drinking. And let's run down that rabbit hole for a minute. Imagine, guys, being inebriated, naked. On top of that, she was also nude. I forgot to mention that part. She was nude while being brutally beaten to death. This is why the Mexican government is considering this to be a femicide, a crime against a woman. Pull back up the screen share for one. What's it taking it off? So Shanquella Robinson had a large bump on her head, a swollen, cut lip, Robinson said in an interview Saturday evening. So her lip was swollen and it was cut, and she had a large bump on her head. Shanquella went to a trip to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, in Baja California, with 6 people on October 28th. And the very next day, she died. The people that traveled with her came home on an airplane. They traveled back home to America on an airplane after this happened. And that's because they knew they had to leave. Was this planned? Before going to Mexico, Is that the reason why they went to Mexico? Because they knew if they did this in the United States, there is no way in hell they would get away with it. Robinson's companions told her family she died of alcohol poisoning. Her frenemies, not companions. They need to change that. The Charlotte Observer previously reported, however, police reports and the death certificate tell a different story. Now, Mexican authorities have issued an arrest warrant for one of her traveling companions, aka allegedly Daejhanae Jackson. The FBI is investigating her story and it has went viral. Let's get on to this now. You see how stupid these people are? Because after this happened, after they beat her to death and recorded her being beat to death, possibly recorded her death, they released it on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, to the wild, wild west of social media for it to go viral. Why? Why, dummies? These people aren't too smart. Criminals, I keep telling y'all, they're not as smart as what some people make them out to be. These people weren't clearly smart. And they're college kids. Again, we're dealing with a bunch of college kids. Book smart, but don't have a lack of sense when it comes to the streets. So Mr. Robinson said that, quote, "When I saw that casket, I knew the knot, the cut on her lip. I knew for a fact that some bodily harm was done to her," Robinson said. Robinson also said that he wants the Mexican authorities to deal justice in those he refers to as the Cabo Six. These 6 people, 5 people, not counting Shanquella, all of these people need to be brought to justice. But now it's being said that Mexican authorities don't have enough evidence to extradite. So what is going on? The Cabo Six is still out here living their best lives. God knows where. No one knows where these people are. They're still out on the run. They could be anywhere. All of their phone lines have been cut off. Social media shut down. Complete blackout. Robinson is a man of faith and has raised his daughter to be the same way as he spoke at a rally for Shanquella at Charlotte's Little Rock AME Zion Church on Saturday. He says that God will provide justice for his family. God is already answering his prayers and working towards justice, Robinson said. He also continued to pray about his daughter's death. More things in the case are starting to come to light. What is done in the dark will be brought to light. It always will. Sooner or later, you can't hide it. Again, they were probably thinking this whole thing would be swept underneath the rug. What were they thinking? That Shanquella's parents were just going to buy this bogus story of alcohol poisoning. She died of alcohol poisoning, even though on the autopsy report it said severed neck and spinal cord injuries. So how the hell does alcohol do that to you? If there is one thing he could hope to tell the Cabo Six, it would be that he had a father and people who loved her, that she had a father and people who loved her. He wants to tell the Cabo Six that she was a daughter, she was a niece, a granddaughter. Shanquella Robinson was more than just, to us on the internet, it's a true crime case, but to people that knew her personally, they lost. And they're still dealing with this great loss. She's not coming back. So it's one thing to talk about these cases, but it's one thing to be involved in them, be at the center of what is going on. They were hoping that Mexico would just write this off as being another stupid college kid, a dumbass college kid that went down there getting drunk, and they're not going to care to investigate it any further. But if it was not for Shanquella Robinson's father raising the alarm, something is not right. His daughter did not die of alcohol poisoning. She was brutally attacked and beaten to death for no reason. No reason. I'm sure that there was a reasoning behind it, but it was not logical for no fucking reason. Probably over some stupid shit. Who can do this to somebody that is naked, just woke up? Okay, you ready to fight? Okay, and then Shanquella, she was probably ready to fight, even though she was not a fighter. That's what's sad about it. She wasn't doing anything. From what we saw on camera, all we see is that there is one main aggressor. There's been talks of a second video floating around on the internet somewhere of one of the Cabo Six, another one of the Cabo Six beating on Shanquella, but I have yet to come across it. I'm sure FBI knows about it. They said that they do. The Mexican government says they have it in their possession, but I have not seen it. Shanquella Robinson was loved by her community. Nearly 200 Charlotte community members, activists, and clergy crowded in the Little Rock AMZ Zion Church on Saturday to demand justice for the family and Shanquella Robinson. Speakers told Robinson's mother, grandmother, sister, and father that Charlotte is here for them and that justice will be served. Quilla Long, Robinson's sister, Shanquella's sister, Quilla, said earlier this week at a press conference ahead of the rally, justice for the family looks like each of the 6 other travelers being arrested and extradited to Mexico. So the entire family is calling for these 6 people to be extradited back to Mexico and face the charges there. All 6. And here's the thing. The Mexican prison system is going to be a lot different from the prison system over here. For each count that they serve, 6 to 7 years in prison. 6 to 7 years in prison, and these people are facing multiple counts of femicide and murder. So this picture, going back to the picture on the screen, guys, this alleged picture of Shanquella Robinson on the floor, a doctor tried to revive Shanquella Robinson before her death, police reports show. The report differs from the details previously reported from the 25-year-old death certificate that said that she died within 15 minutes of being injured. Instead, the police report shows that a doctor from a local hospital was with Shanquella and the others inside the house for 3 hours before she was pronounced dead. So the police report says that she died within 15 minutes. Wait, hold on. A report that differs 15 minutes, a certificate that the report differs from the previous report. Okay, so the previous report said that she died within 15 minutes of receiving these injuries, but the new report says that the police and medical assistants were with her. Or the medical assistants were with her for 3 to 4 hours trying to give her CPR and revise her. The report differs from the details previously reported from the 25-year-old's death that said that she died within 15 minutes of being injured. Instead, a police report excerpts shows a doctor from a local hospital was with Robinson and others in the house for close to 3 to 4 hours before she was announced dead. The Charlotte Observer obtained excerpts from the police report earlier this week that not only had been publicly released. Now, this is old news, guys. I'm just trying to inform you, get you up to date with the Cabo 6 if you don't know about it. The information was provided to the Observer by Gerardo. Again, this person right here, the YouTuber, the same one that provided this photograph that you're looking at on the screen, an investigative reporter who works with Los Cabo or Metro Poly MX, and details were first reported by the Metro Poly MX on Monday. Robinson is a Charlotte native who traveled to Cabo on October 28th. She died a day later. Notably, the police information reported and provided from Metro Poly MX, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, does not mention obvious signs of Robinson's physical injuries, which the family members have said existed on her body prior to the burial. What? Does not mention obvious signs of other physical injuries, which the family have said existed to her. Grave injuries to her back and neck were determined to be the cause of death after an autopsy by the officials in Mexico reported. The police report says that she also suffered from cardiac arrest. So now the story is that these medical assistants and a doctor from a local hospital was with Shanquella Robinson for 3 to 4 hours. Get this piece of information, what I'm about to say to you. The doctor said and advised she needs to go to the hospital. She is going in and out. She's going into cardiac arrest. She needs to go to the hospital. She's convulsing. The Cabo 6, Shanquella's frenemies, told the doctor, no, treat her here. Treat her here. We don't want her to go off to the hospital. Wonder why. They knew if she went off to the hospital, then that their ass would be busted. Their ass would be busted. Their story would no longer make sense. How did she die of alcohol poisoning? But she has neck injuries. Her spinal cord has been severed from the inside out. How does alcohol do that to you? They knew this. And that's why they didn't want her to go off to the hospital. They didn't want her to be treated at the hospital. And now that we know that she was internally decapitated, let's just say that she went off to the hospital. She probably, honestly, as gruesome as it sounds, she probably didn't even have a chance to survive. The best outcome would be she would be a vegetable, which is devastating. Could you imagine? I'm not going to sit up here and play out that scenario because I'm not trying to re-victimize the family. But I'm simply telling y'all, she didn't go off to the hospital because the friends, her frenemies, were convincing the medical assistants and doctor not to take her there. Why are you letting these idiots, these buffoons, these baboons, tell you how to do your job? If someone is going in and out of life, they need to go to the hospital. I'm not going to say that she probably would have been saved by going off to the hospital because, again, her spinal cord was severed from the inside. There's no surviving that. If you do survive it, you're probably going to be a vegetable. They didn't want her to go to the hospital because they knew they were going to get caught. They needed more time to flee. I believe less than 24 hours, maybe even 12, after she was announced dead by medical assistants, they flew back to America. The image does not come up in reverse searches that I have done. I don't believe he's a legitimate source, but I really hope authorities can work together to get Shanquella the justice that she deserves. Yes, exactly. I do too. Have a good day. Thank you so much. But yeah, guys, this is what is going on. Since her death, the FBI and the Mexican police authorities have launched an investigation into how she died. The lack of conclusive evidence and conflicting explanations has led to her story going viral, invoking global outcry, with countless people closely following Robinson's death. The hashtag Justice for Shanquella has been trending on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, etc. for weeks. The Charlotte Observer has been unable to reach those who went down to the trip, aka the rest of the Cabo Six. So I don't know if these pictures are real. I don't know if they're fake. I don't know if they are real. I'm sure that this is somebody in the photograph that we're seeing on the floor. The pictures are real. The real question is this Shanquella Robinson? And is this the actual villa that she lost her life in? Don't sit up here and tell me, oh my God, you're letting on to believe that these pictures are legitimate and they're real. I have questions about the pictures. I'm hesitant to believe Gerardo because he's released false information before in the past. Nothing personal against the guy. I'm just saying I'm basing my judgment off of the past. The same source that said that Daejhanae Jackson had been arrested turned out to be a lie or not true, is now releasing these photographs. These pictures of Shanquella Robinson allegedly laying on the floor. The pictures seem staged. They seem too staged to me. It doesn't look like these people are doing much to help whoever is on the floor. Someone mentioned before it doesn't even look like the same villa that she stayed in. these people stayed in. But again, you have to keep in mind, all of these villas down in Mexico, they probably all look the same thing, all identical from the inside. They probably all look identical from the inside. Same layout. Again, was this picture of somebody else, or could this actually be Shanquella Robinson? I will leave that for you to decide. I'm not going to tell you either way. That's for you to decide. By the way, if you have not already taken the poll, do you think that BK, Bryan Kohberger, will receive the death penalty if convicted? Take the poll. Okay, good morning, people. Good morning for the people that have tuned in, that's watching on the replay, that's watching whenever you're watching this. We're talking about Shanquella Robinson. We've talked about Bryan Kohberger. I want to talk more about Shanquella Robinson because this case is going cold. It's came to a dead end. So the least thing that we can do is continue to keep Shanquella's name alive. Keep her story out there. Let people know what happened. Because I do have faith. I really do believe that FBI will crack down and bring the perpetrators to justice. I honestly have faith within the FBI. They will solve this case and prosecute all of them. The Mexican judicial system, however they do things over there in Mexico. These people, they're going to have their ass coming to them. Have you heard about the Cavo 6 guys? Who all has been following the Shanquella Robinson case? I know it's been overshadowed by Bryan Kohberger and the Idaho 4, but who all has been keeping up with Shanquella Robinson? Let's see. Let's pull up a picture of the inside of the room of this villa, and let's compare it to these pictures we're seeing on the screen, because I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out if this picture is actually Shanquella. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're questioning here. That's what the conversation is about. Is this picture actually Shanquella Robinson? The one I'm about to show you shows the actual fight that took place. I will not be airing the video. If you have not already seen the video, I will not be showing it here, but it's out there if you haven't already watched it. It is graphic. And it possibly showed the final minutes of Shanquella Robinson's life. That's why it's disturbing. So that's what you're seeing on the screen right there is the alleged perpetrator, Daejhanae Jackson, that was fighting Shanquella in that video. That was the fight that she got, that Shanquella met her demise. Horrendous. And I don't care. I know some people, they're going to be like, well, maybe they didn't mean to kill her. Maybe they were just trying to rough her up a little bit. Maybe their intent was not to kill the woman. I don't care. That's what they did. Who cares who cares what they didn't mean to kill her? They killed her. They should have thought about that before doing what they did. So yeah, they're monsters, all of them. I don't understand how they can just disappear and not be seen anywhere. Well, the FBI probably knows where they are. They're just not coming out to the public and releasing it because they don't want them running or getting any further than what they could have already gotten. So they don't want to scare the perpetrators into running any further. They probably know where they are. There's ways of figuring out where they are, where these people reside. I don't care if their phone lines have been cut. I don't care if their social media has been shut down. I don't care if you have not been going to work. I don't care if you fled. There's ways of tracking you. People were saying the same thing about Bryan Kohberger. And look at him. They tracked him all the way across the country, east of Idaho, and he got caught in PA. See, people, they tune out because they think I'm yelling and being argumentative, but I'm not being argumentative, guys. I'm just passionate when I speak. I think it turns people off. I don't know. I'm not being argumentative. I'm just informing you. What happened to this young lady is an injustice to anyone out there. This can happen to anybody. If you guys get involved with the wrong crowd, if you're around people that you think you can trust that have good intentions for you, and then God forbid you go off to vacation with them out of the country, and then something like this ends up happening. The very people you thought you could trust and love that loved you ended up taking your life. You don't know people. Okay, so this was posted just 3 hours ago. Let me take this off the screen so you guys can see what I'm seeing. So Shanquella Robinson died in front of our eyes in the video. She was already dead when the doctors in the Red Cross EMS got there. The autopsy ETD was at 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. I believe the maid found her in the morning around 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. when they usually clean when the group is out of the room. So the maid is the one who discovered Shanquella's body lying on the floor. They got confronted and pretended they did not know that she was dead. So the maid, it's being said that the maid found Shanquella on the floor. She is the one that reported her death to her friends. The maid went down and tracked the rest of the Cabo Six. Why did the maid not report the body found on the floor to hotel management or hotel staff? Why did she go straight to the friends? One would think, and I could be wrong, but one would think if you're a maid in a hotel room and if you walk in to find somebody passed out, whether they're unconscious or drunk, blackout drunk, there's a set procedure you follow to report that. People go down to Mexico all the time. They get drunk in the room. They passed out. Doesn't mean they died. Maybe the maid wasn't under the assumption that she was dead. Maybe she was under the assumption that she passed out due to alcohol poisoning. And that's what the Cabo Six was hoping for. So they lied. They pretended like they didn't know why she was dead. The Cabo Six seemed stupid. They called for a doctor as late as they could. I'm sure they didn't have money to change their flights and leave early. They stayed at a cheaper place until their flights came back home. I believe she died in a video that we saw. It was a snuff film. The woman kneeled her in the head and kicked her. She punched her repeatedly after flipping her and slamming her to the floor. She kept hitting her after she was down and Shanquella was not moving. She probably gave her another round after the video cut off. I've watched a lot of fights in real life on the video when Shanquella's arm went up when she was on the ground like a rag doll. That wasn't a sign of life. It was supposed to be. Is the uncontrolled tightening increased muscle tone caused by the disrupt signals of the brain? It is common in persons with severe brain injuries, TBI, not Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, but brain injuries. It is also a symptom associated with damage to the brain, spinal cord, and motor nerves. We already know she was internally decapitated. So this is what someone was saying on Reddit about Shanquella Robinson. In the video, you can see this woman being the aggressor. And if you have watched the video, I'm not going to be showing it. She hit her repeatedly. She struck her in the neck. And after she was down, she continued to blow her in the head at such a force that it decapitated her spinal cord from the inside. And all of this is happening while Shanquella is technically still alive, but she can't move. Can you imagine? She can see what is happening to her. She can't feel it, but she can't do anything to stop it either. Sick. Oh my God. Wow, people are so outraged about the Shanquella Robinson case that they were talking about protesting on Reddit. Oh, yes. And then there's another story that I've been hearing about, a young lady who locked herself inside a hotel room because her friends were trying to fight her. So, did these little punks take notes from the Cabo Six? There's another story I'm hearing about, a young lady. She had to lock herself inside the hotel bathroom because her friends were threatening to fight her. The Cabo Five vibes: woman attacked by a friend in Airbnb she rented for a girls' trip. Friend is angry her boyfriend visited on their last night, even though he didn't stay. Friend invites her cousins without permission. What is this? So again, is this the story that I'm hearing about, the young lady being locked inside the hotel room because people were threatening to fight her? I've been hearing that story go around. Did these people take notes from the Cabo Six? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to unplug my microphones. Let's see. It's loud. Let me turn it down here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's watch this. Let's see what it's all about. And matter of fact, I'm about to call him to come pick me up because this shit weird. I just want to go live right now because she acting real different. I'm gonna say because you're acting hostile. I'm recording because you're. And I don't want to be recorded. Well, why are you so mad? I got my. You know what? I'm not gonna keep arguing with you. I'm gonna have my mentor pick me up. Stop following me, bro. And you supposed to be my friend, but you want to fight. I'm low. Be careful who you call your friends. Did these people take the same notes as, let's see if we can get away with what the Cabo Six did? Idiots. I'm recording, like I said, I'm recording this video live. Y'all tag whoever back at home that y'all know that's still to me right now. I'm going live. I'm gonna stay live, y'all. Yeah, it's a good thing that she did. This possibly saved her life. Go live. Expose these people. I texted her beating on the door. It's weird. The whole time she's mad because my man came to last night. And he's not even here right now. And it's Airbnb in my name. Wow. Wow, the Airbnb is in her name. I'm gonna have to study this. Well, let's see what people are saying about this. What are people saying about this? Because I've heard people talking about it, but I haven't looked too much into it. What's her name? Does anyone have the original video? Falcon J, she told the Thai T, the blogger, she's fine but can't speak on it. Her profile photo is up in a swimsuit with her butt cheeks out. I think it's for clout now. These people really, okay, for clout, yeah. How is this reaction level of aggression warranted? Like, seriously, what the hell is scary as fuck? You should see the comments on social media condoning this behavior. Some people are actually condoning this. So as she was going live on video of her in the bathroom and these people going after her, there's people on social media agging it on. Yeah, get that bitch, kill her. That's what they were saying. Or it could be for clout. Or it could just be for clout. Does anybody know what happened to her? Is she okay? I'm going to have to look further into this. This may have to be another live stream, guys. This is going to have to be another live stream. And I still have a lot of I still have 3 live streams out to plan. I still have to talk about Brian Laundrie, the shovel that Roberta Laundrie has admitted in the letter to offering for him to bury Gabby Petito's body. We have to talk about this. And of course, we have to talk about Kohberger. So I have a busy day ahead of me.
I just want to go live right now because she got the real different. Okay. Because you're acting myself. I'm recording you because you're. And I don't want to be recorded. Well, why are you so mad? I want my. You know what? I'm not about to keep arguing with you. I'm gonna have my man come pick me up. Stop following me, bro. And you supposed to be my friend, but you want to fight. I'm low. I'm recording it, like I said. I'm recording this video live. Y'all tag whoever back at home that y'all know that's filming to me right now. I'm going live. I'm gonna stay live while I text them because it's weird. The whole time she's mad because my man came to last night. And he's not even here right now.
And she paid for the Airbnb. That's her Airbnb that she paid for.
And it's Airbnb in my name.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you stop begging? Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? Oh, man.
So the moral of this story is be careful who you hang around with because you can end up like Shanquella Robinson. What do you guys think? Is this Shanquella Robinson? This is not Shanquella Robinson in the video. Let me add some context. If you don't know what we're talking about, this is not Shanquella Robinson that you just watched. Excuse me. It is somebody else. This is another young lady in the video that locked herself inside this bathroom in an Airbnb she rented out because 2 friends were threatening to fight her. They were banging down the door. So she decided to go live on Instagram, Facebook, and expose them. Could this be an act of clout, or could this lady be in the same predicament as Shanquella Robinson? I'll leave that up for you to decide. There were people on Facebook as she was going live, despite if this was fabricated or not, leaving comments like, yeah, get that BITCHKILL her. So we have cheerleaders in the comments section just agging on this type of buffoonery. scary. Take that off the screen. Now, what you are looking at on the ground is a photo provided by a YouTuber that goes by the name of Gerardo. He is a Mexican journalist, and allegedly, he claims this is Shanquella Robinson on the ground. I don't know. This picture raises eyebrows for me. Why is Shanquella Robinson allegedly on the ground? Is that really Shanquella Robinson, or is that somebody else? Is the picture staged? Does it seem staged to you guys? What do you think? Also, who is taking the picture? Who is behind the camera? Anything that we're talking about over here on this platform falls under the copyright section 107 of Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. If anybody has questions for Bandit, this is Ask Bandit. Please drop them in the comments below if you have questions here on YouTube, or you can use the hashtag AskBandit on Twitter if you prefer to do that. And my microphone, I keep on changing my microphone back and forth. Anybody that has questions for Bandit, if you guys want me to flip tarot, I'm here to do that. We have been talking about Shanquella Robinson. We've been talking about true crime. But I've been looking at the comments, so if you have any questions, please sound them off in the comments below. Love, life, career. What is 2023 going to bring in for you? What blessings does 2023 have for you? Happy New Year. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the people that are watching on Renegade Discussions. Guys, go and subscribe to my other channel if you already haven't. If you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, go follow me on my second channel. And that is Renegade Discussions right there. Hello to the people watching on Twitter. Okay, so just an update on what I asked you all. Do you think that BK will receive the death penalty if convicted? So far, the vast majority think yes. 75% of you said yes, 25% said no. 8 votes. Do you believe that Bryan Kohberger will receive the death penalty if convicted of the Idaho 4 unalivings? Yes or no? Let your voice be heard in the poll below. So far, the majority of you said yes. No surprise. I do think so too. It's quite possible. But then again, you never know. You never know. We don't know. We're not going to know anything until he arrives back in Idaho. And then that's when the probable cause affidavit will be released to the public, hopefully. Do you think Bryan Kohberger will receive the death penalty if convicted? 75% said yes, 25% said no. What is your vote? Okay, guys, so I also posted another Q&A for you to engage in. Where do you think, if you have been following the Shanquella Robinson case and the Cabo 6, where could they be hiding? Where could the Cabo 6 be hiding? All phone lines have been cut off from the Cabo 6. All social media has been shut down in the Cabo 6. And then one of the Cabo 6, I forgot to mention this, one of them, I believe it was, who was it? Either Nazir or Khalil, said a comment for the first time speaking on the Cabo 6, telling people on Facebook, oh, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, like what the old folks used to say. What is that supposed to mean? So where do you think the Cabo 6 could be hiding? Where are they hiding? Where do you think they'll be hiding at? Or be caught? Because they will be caught. But where do you think they'll be caught at? I'm curious to hear your thoughts and opinions below. So let your voice be heard, people. Please take the poll and also answer the question. Where do you think the Cabo 6 could be hiding? Do you think that Bryan Kohberger will receive the death penalty if convicted? Yes or no? So far, there's been 8 votes. 75% said yes, 25% said no. What are your thoughts and opinions? If you have any questions for Bandit, if you want tarot pulled, please sound them off in the comments below as well. If you don't care anything about true crime, and if you don't know what the hell we're talking about, if you don't know what BK is and the Cabo 6, and if you're just here for tarot, then I'm here to answer your questions. See, over here on Bandit, I have a lot of people that watch me for different things. I have people that tune in for my celebrity content. I have people that tune in for my true crime content. I also have people that have been tuning in since 2017 just for tarot and strictly for tarot. To those people, I want to thank the most because they have stuck with me over the years. So once again, what are your questions, guys? I'm here to answer your question. 78% of people said yes. 22% of people said no. Do you think that Bryan Kohberger will receive the death penalty if convicted of the Idaho 4 murders? 78% of people said yes. 22% of people said no. Please take the poll. Also, where could the Cabo 6 be hiding in regards to Shanquella Robinson? They were still out on the run, living their daily lives, as we all are. 6 people, accessories, allegedly to a femicide. Let's see. I adore you and all you do. Thank you, Sicilian Mania. Good morning. He has to get the death penalty. I think he will too, but considering his age, he may not. Or he may try to plead insanity. I don't think that's going to work out well for him. What I don't get is, didn't he know that Idaho had the death penalty? He was risking his own life. That's probably why he fled to Pennsylvania. I don't think he ever had plans to come back to Idaho. I think he committed these crimes. He went to Wazoo, completed his semester. Might as well, right? Might as well complete your semester, and then the holidays come. Oh, that's an excuse to go back home. So let's go back home. By the way, let's bring my father into this as well, so it looks more believable. Flee off to PA, where there, at least if I get convicted, it's not going to be death, but hopefully it's going to be years down the line. That's what he was probably thinking or hoping for. I'm so happy his ass got caught. Oh my God, it just makes me jump with joy. Justice for the Idaho 4. Those 6 people have to pay. Yes, and also justice for Shanquella Robinson. Yeah, the Cabo 6. We were talking about that earlier. So you guys, if for the ones of you watching on the replay, or if you have just tuned in, you may want to rewind because we were talking about Shanquella Robinson. Yeah, I think that they all 6 deserve to be extradited back to Mexico and be dealt with by the Mexican justice system, however they do things. And it looks like they're not going to be easy on them. For each count that they face, they're facing up to 6 to 7 years in Mexican prison. 6 to 7 years. And that may not sound like a lot, but it's different than over here in the U.S. prison system. Let's see. Absolutely, yes. So again, where do you guys think the Cabo 6 could be hiding? People's been saying they can't, they just don't understand how they could just disappear. Their social media has been shut down. Phone lines have been cut, disconnected. Once again, thank you guys for the support that you show this channel. Thank you for the audience that I have. Thank you for the loyal subscribers that have stuck with me since 2017. This channel started out as a tarot channel, and that's what I still do. That's why I'm here to do tarot cards. But people, they watch me for tarot. They watch me for my commentary on celebrities. Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo likes me talking about Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles and Zayn Malik. And then, of course, there's people that tune in for the true crime. So, once again, no matter where you're coming from, no matter what community you're coming from here on YouTube, welcome. Let's see. You always painted your nails black. Now only paint mine black. Oh, yeah. She's been watching me since I had black painted nails. I used to paint my fingernails black, and maybe I should start doing that again because it hides the dirt. Guys, I work a lot with my hands, so if you see them beat up, I peel potatoes. That's what I do. That's one of my jobs. I peel potatoes, so I work with my hands a lot. I also wash potatoes and do a lot of gardening. You always had black painted nails. Black is my favorite color. One of my favorite colors. They're probably hiding within the town they live in. I don't know. Be pretty risky. Everyone in Charlotte, North Carolina are aware of the Cavo 6. There's been all types of people saying they're in Connecticut. Dejanay Jackson, she's in Connecticut. Khalil, he's in Louisiana. But let me tell you something. Wherever Dejanay Jackson is also going to be where Khalil is. And it just takes one. It just takes that one person to be arrested. It just takes that one. They don't need to catch all 6 of them. They just need to catch one. And from that one, yeah, that person's going to be talking, singing like a canary. All the way to the bank. Yeah, maybe I should start painting my fingernails black. That's one of the reasons why I did that, because I clean my nails a lot. But because I work with them so much and I work with the soil, I can't prevent things getting underneath my fingernails. So by me painting my fingernails black, it hides that dirt. I just don't know. I don't know. I've just always painted my fingernails black. I've done that since... When did I start doing that? 2013. If you would like to donate to this network, guys, if you want to throw me some gratuity, all Cash Apps, PayPals, super chats, super thanks are welcome. You can do that via PayPal or Cash App, which are below. That is Bandits, Tarot, and Seraphic Pathways on PayPal. If you want to send me some money through YouTube, super chat, you can hit the heart icon with the $ symbol on it. Yeah, pretty much from high school. Gratuity is always appreciated over here. If you can't tip, that's fine. Be sure to like the video, please. Hit that like button, people. Smash it up. Get it up to 20 likes. 20 likes. Does anybody know the symbolism behind painting their fingernails black. When I had my fingernails painted black, and I had at my old job, I used to work at a gas station, so I saw a lot of people throughout the day, and I used to ring people up. I was up there at the register. So they always saw my hands. They always knew me that with the guy with the painted nails. And they asked me, "What does that mean?" I'm like, what do you mean?" They're like, "What does that mean? What does that symbolize black nails?" I'm like, "I don't know what it symbolizes. I've always done this." Because, some people, they paint just one fingernail black. That used to be a trendy thing, and I'm seeing that it's starting to be trendy again, where you paint one fingernail black, and they thought that meant something, but all of mine were painted black, all of my nails. I was like, I don't know what that means. I've always done it. It could mean something. I'm pretty sure it does mean something. There's some type of symbolism behind it. Otherwise, some people wouldn't be doing it. It probably symbolizes, to me, black, it symbolizes death, rebirth, healing. Yes, I said healing. I consider black to be a healing color because black is where all matter comes from. You were conceived. Think about this. You were conceived within a womb. The womb is darkness. It's a void. Thank you for joining. I'll send you love and money soon. You are a true goth. I mean, I didn't classify myself as goth. I don't know. I never did classify myself as goth. I had a lot of goth friends, but I never did classify myself as being goth. Oh, you're a Scorpio? Oh, did you know that Brian Koberger has 6 planets in Scorpio? Did you know that? Let me show you this. So here is a glance at his natal chart. He has 6 placements in Scorpio. That's a lot of Scorpio. That is a lot of darkness. In which mounts will Harris contact me? Well, in which mounts will Harris contact me? Which mounts will Harris contact me? What happened? Are you trying to say which month will Harris contact you? Is that a typo? You were both Gemini. Yeah, it's a lot of Scorpio. It's a lot of darkness. You're a November Scorpio. Okay. Nice. I know a lot of Scorpios that were born in early November. I know one that was born on the 6th, the 11th, a lot of people that were born on the 11th, the 9th. Every Scorpio that I've met has been a November Scorpio. Seems like. I'm pretty sure that I've met October Scorpios, but the ones that I remember off the top of my head, they've all been November Scorpios. We are in no contact. Okay, so that's what you meant. Which month will Harris contact you? I need some water. Okay. Let me go get some water, guys, and I'll be right back. We can look at your question. Thank you for joining. Samia. That's how you pronounce your username. I shall return. Be sure to continue to like the video on your way in. And if you have any questions for Bandit, please sound them off in the comments below. Okay, so is he a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius? I'm seeing an air sign coming up. I'm also seeing something about April. So which month? I'm seeing April would be the latest. Something here is coming up in the month of April. This is also the 1111 card. So to answer your question, April. Thank you for the 149, Sicilian Mania. Thank you so much. Again, guys, all super chats, super thanks, Cash Apps, PayPals. If you can tip, that is wonderful. Please do so by the links below. If you can't, then that is fine. Like the video, though, and subscribe. I'm seeing that it's going to be by the month of April, the latest. Oh, let's see. What else did you say? You said that you were both Gemini. Okay. You're not in contact. Next action from him. Let's see what his next action could be. Coming from Harris. What is his next action towards Semenia? What is his next action towards Semenia? He could be planning something in secret. He could be wanting to approach you, planning on approaching you, working out things in secret, you know, figuring out how am I going to approach her, him, they, them. You know, it's going to sound weird, but it involves a car. I'm also seeing a car, a vehicle repairs. What does that have to do with you and Harris being in contact with each other, though? Something to do with a car. Anyways, he's planning something in secret. That's what his next actions are. He's planning on how is he going to pursue you. You have this card pop out as soon as I was talking. So I'm seeing that by the month of April, May, June, around that time, he could be contacting you. If anything, the latest would be Cancer season. The earliest would be April. And I hope that answers your question. Yes, it is a beautiful name. I like that name, Semenia. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Will he answer me? Hold on. Will he answer me? Yeah, eventually by the month of April. He's getting water, yes. And what mounts will Harris come to me new? Okay, if you want to look at that further, Semenia, then I would be happy to do a private reading with you. Because right here on YouTube, I can only take a look at one question at a time relating to the same topic. So if you want to know more about Harris, please contact me via email. It's right there on the screen. And I can set you up with a private reading. I actually have a special going on right now. You can receive a 15-minute tarot card reading for $20, valid until January 31st. Head over to my website, seraphicpathways.wixsite.com. Seraphic Pathways. Okay, can any Scorpio ever find love? Did you want me to flip tarot on that question, or were you just asking in general? Well, can any Scorpio ever find love? Well, Scorpio in general is one of the hardest signs to love, and that's partly due because they're so fixated in their ways. They're fixed. And when Scorpio loves, it's so deep that some people just can't take it, and it gets misinterpreted the wrong way. Like, for example, I used to have a Scorpio ex, and he was possessive. And this was, if you want to know the negative vibration of Scorpio, this would be the negative vibration of Scorpio, because this Scorpio was possessive to a fall, where anyone that he would be in a relationship with, including me, would be they wouldn't stick around because he turned them off so much. He wanted them all to themselves. So maybe that's why Scorpio can't keep love, or that's why it's hard for Scorpio to keep love, because once they find that one person or someone that they truly love, they don't want to let go. They're almost like Cancer. And if they do have to let go, they're going to hold that resentment. I mean, that's just how Scorpio, not every Scorpio is like that, but Scorpio, y'all know who, I don't have to explain. You know how you're like. Trust me, 3 failed marriages, that's me. I'm sorry to hear about that, Sicilian Mania. But hey, it's never too old to find, you can fall in love at any age. You can fall in love at any age. And maybe it's best that certain people are single, because that gives you an opportunity to heal and work on yourself. And by the time that your next partner comes around, you don't bring all of that old baggage and all of that old resentment into the new relationship, because that will be unfair for the new person. Some Scorpios purposely choose to be single because they know that no one's going to love them. They're hard to love. And they know that. That's why they like to be single. Oh, Scorpio. And I get it. I'm a fixed energy too. I'm Leo. We're 2 different signs, but we're both stuck in our ways. I am good this morning. How are you, Chaylee, if I'm pronouncing that right? Good afternoon, good morning. Yes, thank you. You are so right. I mean, I don't want to be right about everything, but I'm not opposed to anybody having their difference of opinions, because opinions are like assholes. We all have one. And they're all preferred. Some of which are not, some of which are not. Thank you. You're welcome. And like I said, Semenia, if you would like to schedule a private reading with me, then I would be happy to do that with you. Just email me and we can look more into Harris. Again, I'm hosting a special right now, guys. If you go over to my website, that is 15 minutes for $20. Hey, being possessive is not a bad thing necessarily. It can be if it gets to the unhealthy spectrum, but being possessive in a relationship just shows, hey, I care about that person. I don't want anyone else to be with them. That is my baby. That's my boo. No one else can have it. And we all like to be treated that way by some special body. You know, who doesn't like to feel like that they're loved and cared about, but it's something completely different and unhealthy if it gets to the point where I'll kill somebody for you. That's taking it way left field. Does anybody have any other questions? Cheney, did you have a question? You are. Thank you. I'm okay. I'm glad that you're doing okay. Did you have a question for me? What brings you over here to Ask Bandit? For anybody that's watching, I am accepting questions on tarot cards. Also, if you have not taken the poll, do you think that Bryan Kohberger will receive the death penalty if convicted for the murders in Idaho? Yes or no? Where do you think the Cabo Six could be staying at? Where are they hiding in regards to Shanquella Robinson? No. I think 78% of people said yes, he will be convicted of the crime and the death penalty will be put in place. 22% of people said no, he won't. Let me check it. Okay, so 82% of people said yes, 17% of people said no. And there's been 12 votes so far. So what do you think? The vast majority of you say yes, and I am with you. Yes, I think he will too. I think that it's definitely possible. Considering that he took 4 innocent lives. Yeah. It's not off the table. It's not out of reasoning. But where could the Cabo Six be hiding? The Cabo Six that went down to Baja, California, back on October 28th with Shanquella Robinson. And 24 hours later, she was dead. Allegedly, because of her friends. She called people her friends that weren't her friends. They lied. They flew back to America less than 24 hours after she was pronounced dead, told her family that she died of alcohol poisoning. And then whenever the autopsy came back, that revealed that Shanquella actually died of a severed neck and spinal cord. They were nowhere to be found. So they are still living their lives peacefully as they can, because you know they're all paranoid. They're yucking it up. This is their last hurrah. So where could they be? There's no arrest that's been made in the Shanquella Robinson case. So where could the Cabo Six be hiding? Okay, so you did have a question. What does my love life look like for the next 3 months? I'll pull 3 cards and that will tell you the general theme for each month. So let's look at January, February, and March. And he doesn't have any personal connection to them, does he? Oh, you're talking about Bryan Kohberger? No, I don't think so. It's not been proven, but in my psychic reading that I did on Kohberger, I was picking up, and Ethan and me were talking. Ethan was saying that he got into a fight with Bryan, allegedly. And this fight was due to Koberger addressing one of the girls. He tried to approach them and he got rejected, and he lashed out in the presence of Ethan. And that's what led to the altercation. Allegedly, that's what I was picking up on. And as far as the person that Koberger was approaching, I was getting that it was either Xana or Kaylee. But let's get back to your question. What does my love life look like for the next 3 months? Can you show me what Shaylee's love life is going to be looking like? January, February, and March. Through March, between now and March, what does your love life look like? You could be finding out about people that like you, that's been watching you, that's been keeping an eye on you. I'm picking up that someone is going to approach you between now and March. What does the love life look like between now and March? Yeah, someone's about to offer you something. January, February, and now let's pull one for March. So this month, January, you have the Fool. February, you have the Ace of Pentacles. In March, like I said, something is going to be offered to you. Are you waiting for somebody to reach out? Are you wanting somebody to reach out? I'm picking up that you're wanting somebody to reach out to you. You're waiting for some type of communication or correspondence to come, and I'm seeing that it's going to come to you by the month of March. That's what's popping up at the bottom of the deck. An Ace of Swords, a love message, a message. You could have a Valentine's Day date. And again, I'm getting that this person's been, whoever this message is coming from, it's someone that has been sitting on it. They've been thinking about, what can I say? How can I say it? Probably is not in the country. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They probably fled from the country. Plain sight, but Ellie has an eye on them. What do your readings tell you? I haven't read much on the Cabo Six. I've only read on Shanquella Robinson. But that would be good idea, Sicilian Mania. Good idea. I may have to do a reading. I want to see what the cards are saying about the location of the Cabo Six. I knew it. I called it out. It was a serial killer. I don't know if I don't know if you would consider him to be a serial killer, because in order to be a SK, you have to have done this before. As far as we know, Koberger, this is his only crime. Unless something comes out about things that he's done in Pennsylvania or Coleman, Washington, which Pennsylvania police, they've said last night they are going to continue to cooperate with Moscow and dig up anything they can with Koberger. So I'm pretty sure there's more things going to be coming out about his criminal history, if he has one. But in order to be a serial killer, he would have had to done this before in the past. Now, it could be a making of a serial killer, which is even scarier and even more disturbing, that we're watching this unfold, the making of a serial killer. And he's only 28. I do want my ex to reach out. I'm seeing that your ex could be reaching out to you by the month of March. Yeah, I'm seeing that your ex could be reaching out to you by the month of March, but there's something they're waiting on. They could be waiting for you to reach out. Ace of Swords, he is a Libra. Confirmation. There you go. I feel like there have been more. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I'm seeing that someone is wanting to reach out to you by March. You said it's your ex. You could be hearing from your ex by the month of March. Okay, who are you talking about? Who are you talking about here? Are you talking about in reference to Koberger, or just a psychic on YouTube that told you? You care to emphasize on that? He currently has me blocked. Okay. I'm a medium. The message was from the deceased woman. What? I got a message from a woman, from a chick doing a live on YouTube who lives in Pennsylvania, about this woman being buried in this person's backyard. He currently has me blocked. Okay. Alrighty. Well, best to you. And again, if you want a private reading, if you want to see what 2023 has in store for you, if you want to take a look at the next 12 months, I am hosting a special right now, valid until January 31st, 2023. Receive a 15-minute tarot card reading for $20. If you go over to my website, that can be found at the top right-hand corner of my YouTube page, that will say book a reading. Still like to know who you're talking about here. So I just want to provide a disclaimer, guys. Anything that we're talking about relating to true crime, keep in mind, is all speculation, all alleged. Even though they have Koberger in custody, this is still an ongoing investigation. So be careful what you put in the chat. If you say anything in regards to the case, make sure you say allegedly or in my opinion. I still haven't figured out how to deal with that one. Who, the ex? It was a person doing a live on mystical illusions. They were using a spirit box. Are you talking about BK? In regards to BK, you said Pennsylvania, so my mind went to BK. And it wouldn't have been this person that hurt the woman. So it's coming from another psychic on YouTube. But when it comes to a spirit box, here's the thing with spirit box. and this is just my opinion. Other people will have different opinions, and that's fine. But when it comes to Spirit Box, if you're going to do it, you should treat it the same way as if you were playing with a Ouija board. Because when you invoke a Spirit Box, you're basically opening up a portal for anything to come through. It is the same thing as playing with a damn Ouija board, which I don't recommend if you don't know what you're doing. In spirits, when you call on the supernatural realm, there are devious spirits out there that are looking to throw you off, lie, and be deceptive. So you really don't know who you're actually talking to unless you call, unless it's your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, someone that you knew personally that passed. If you just open up a ghost box, pull out a Ouija board, and call on your spirits, your ancestors, I would not recommend that, because anything can come through impersonating and mimicking who you're wanting to hear. Yeah. They're interesting to listen to. I've listened to Spirit Box sessions from other psychics, and some things that come through could be coincidental. I've heard some things that send chills up my spine that's like, oh wow, that's very accurate. But again, you never know who you may be talking to, so you're taking a risk. Yeah, there are some angry spirits out there. I tried telling her that, and she didn't listen to me. She didn't seem to care. A lot of psychics don't care. They don't care unless something goes bump in the night at 3:00 a.m. and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, you forgot to close the portal. If you're going to play with a Ouija board, I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. If you want to go off and buy a Ouija board, go off and buy a Ouija board. I don't care. I'm not the one. I've already had my experiences with a Ouija board. That's why I don't fool with them anymore. I got Ghost Hunt in Missouri. Yeah. So if you're going to play with a Ouija board, make sure that you close the portal. Same thing with a ghost box. Even tarot cards. I would even say tarot cards. You have to be careful. Every time that I get done doing a live stream or Ask Bandit, the first thing I do is I smudge and cleanse these cards, because they do absorb a lot of energy. Yes. So again, does anybody have questions? Because it is going on the 4-hour mark. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in. This is Ask Bandit. If nobody else has questions, I'll probably be getting off here soon and starting another live. And in that live, we can talk about the Brian Laundrie situation. So what do you think about Liberta Laundrie offering a shovel to Brian Laundrie to bury Gabby Petito's body, allegedly? I'm going to be talking about that later on today. I know that's an older case. A lot of people don't care about the Petito case anymore. Well, they care about the Petito case. Let me rephrase that. They don't. The Brian Laundrie case, it's an open and shut case, but we have new details emerging. Liberta Laundrie allegedly gave and offered Brian Laundrie, her son, who allegedly killed Gabby Petito, a shovel to bury her body. Burn the letter, burn. It's crazy. And it just goes to confirm what I suspected this entire time. The laundries, the dirty laundries, they knew exactly what their son did. And they were covering. They were covering for him this entire time, to the point where his mother offered him a shovel to go and bury Gabby Petito's body. Can you imagine? After they just got done making amends with the Petito family, this information is coming out. Wow, that's a huge slap in the face. We're talking about the Petito case. The Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie case from 2021. The one that got me into the true crime community. So we're going to be talking more about that today. Again, in another live stream. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, we have a lot to cover. Yeah, just email me whenever you're ready. No pressure. My contact information is right there on the screen. Yeah, it's despicable. It's sick. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, guys. I encourage all of my audience that comes over here. I don't care where you guys are coming from. I don't care what other creators you watch. You're free to watch whoever you want to. And I encourage anybody that comes across my channel to think for yourself. You don't even have to agree with what I'm telling you. Form your own opinion, because the last thing that I want to be known for here on YouTube is being a tyrant. You have to abide by my opinion or else. No, you can say, you can think, and you can side with whatever you like. I don't care. I prefer myself and just me not to take sides until I have a full picture of what is going on, whether it be true crime or whether it be whatever. We talk about Lil Nas X, for example. Let's use that as an example. Lil Nas X, a lot of people were outraged that Lil Nas X had a son that he hid from the world for 1 year. They were like, how dare him do that? How could he hide his son from us for a year? And I was thinking, well, he doesn't have to, he's not required to show you that part of his life. You're a consumer. Half of these people that are pissed off about Lil Nas X having a son are consumers. You consume his work. So his personal life should be left out of the equation. So if he chooses not to share a certain area of his life, he doesn't have to. But some people, they were like, he's just being a troll. He doesn't really have a son. He's referring to a plush animal. If you saw the pictures on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. Do I still have them here? Yeah, right here, guys. So people, they were saying he's talking about the plushed animal as being, what's his son's name? Bronco. He was referring to the stuffed animal, not the kid. But why would he not have a kid? Old topic, just in case you didn't know. That's ridiculous. People amaze me. Yeah, they do too. Don't ever drink the Kool-Aid. Question everything that you come across here on YouTube. Unless it has been verified, do not believe it. Unless it has been verified by police, LE, if we're discussing true crime cases, don't believe it. Because talk is cheap. And I sit up here and I talk a lot. I run my mouth constantly. I don't pretend to be better than anybody else because I'm not. There's been times where I've been a hot fucking mess and I've had to come out and apologize for showing my ass. But think for yourself, guys. Do what I do. Think for yourself. Form your own opinions. Don't just go by what I'm saying. Don't just go by what the next YouTuber is saying. Go by what you think. Do your own research. And I sit up here and I give you all disclaimers. Hey, what I'm talking about is for entertainment purposes only. Some people have it in their mind, not every single person that watches my channel, but for some people, they think when I'm sitting up here talking about these celebrities, Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde, Abel Tesfaye, they think that I'm talking about them personally. I'm not talking about these celebrities personally. I'm talking about their career. They're public figures. I don't know these people. They could be the nicest people on earth, as far as I know. Or they can just be a complete asswipe. There's celebrities like that. And I've known people that met celebrities that they wish they never met them. They regret ever meeting them in person. So, but I don't know any of these people. So I'm not talking about their character. I'm not talking about them as people. I'm talking about their careers, their work, their songs, the controversy that they're surrounding themselves in. Some people think they take it too personal, these readings or my commentary. They think, oh my God, you're talking about them personally. No, I'm not. It's not even that deep to me. But like I said before, guys, if you like this type of content, be sure to stick around, subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to go ahead and get off here. It looks like that no one else has questions. If you would like to schedule a reading once again for the final time, you can always email me at seraphicpathways@yahoo.com. My contact information is on the screen. If you would like to throw me some gratuity and tip money, my Cash App and my PayPal are below. All super chats, all super thanks, channel memberships, that will be in the description box below as well. For the ones of you who have iPhone and you would become a channel member, that would be the way you would sign up. Hitting that link will tell you about the membership tiers I offer. I currently have two, $1.99 per month and $4.99 per month. Go over to my community tab post to learn more about that. The membership tab will tell you. Let's see. Anything else? Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Bandit3X. If you have any questions, you can use the hashtag AskBandit on Twitter. Because these videos, these podcasts are starting to air on Twitter. Be sure to follow me at Bandit3X on Twitter. Yes, Twitter. I don't have Twitter, Bandit. Okay, that's fine. You can just continue here on YouTube. A lot of people don't have Twitter. Stay tuned until my next podcast. I will catch you soon.